And we are now live. Good morning, everyone. We are Miles Law School students, and we attend Miles Law School in Fairfield, Alabama, on the campus of Miles College. We are here today with an alumni spotlight. We are here. The purpose of this actual interview is to highlight our prestigious alums, what they're doing in the community, what it is that how are they using their Miles Law School experience to further their career pursuits and career aspirations. And we're also we're partnering with the Black Law Students Association in presenting our featured alums. I am the Vice President. I'm John Stubbs III, and we have Madam President Ladera Lee on the line as well. And we have our featured speaker of the hour, Dr. Ronnie Rice. Ronnie Rice, will you tell us a little bit about yourself? Tell us what got you to where you are now.
First of all, thank you guys for the opportunity, and thank you guys for what you guys are doing. What I try to tell people is that what you guys are doing here is very is exciting, is needed, is necessary. And so I just want to say thank you guys for that. So just a little bit about me. My name is Ronnie Rice. I do have my PhD, but also I'm a licensed attorney here in Birmingham, Alabama. I do practice across the globe. I have different business clients. I have different relationships all over the globe, from contract work to corporate clients to even criminal clients, personal injury clients. So originally from Pritchard, Alabama, down in Mobile, which is the hood. First my family graduated from high school, and then first one to go to college. Graduated college at Morehouse College. Undergrad, got my master's and my PhD at Regent University, Virginia Beach, Virginia, and I graduated from Miles Law School. And I'm a licensed lawyer, so I'll make sure I put that in there when I say I graduated from Miles School of Law.
So, Dr. Rice, what exactly inspired you to attend law school? You have your master's, you have your PhD. What made you want to go to law school?
Well, my older brother, he served a life sentence in prison for murder. It was kind of a wrong place, doing the wrong thing at the wrong time. And I felt like, especially as African Americans or Blacks, or however you want to look at it, whatever the political correct term you want to use, we have often been disenfranchised as far as representation in law, the area of law. So I've always had an interest in it because of what my brother went through at such a young age when he was in high school. And also, I mean, everybody's talking about a lot of the stuff that's going on today, but I mean, it was probably 10 times worse when I was coming up. So I always see, friends getting arrested for no reason, getting pulled over, getting racially profiled. I will always see Blacks not having a seat at the table, as you will, whether it's from a business aspect or whether it's from an employment aspect, mostly because they just didn't know. And I saw that a lot of things basically just centered around law. Law is everywhere. It's from when you crank your car up, you got to make sure that the car passes inspections. It's laws for that. I mean, traffic laws, it's, employment laws when you go to work. Is it laws if you can drop your kids off the daycare? I mean, law is just everywhere. And so that's why I fell in love with it.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing that with us. So you graduated from law school, you passed the bar. What advice would you have for law students that currently attend the law school now?
The advice that I would give is, excuse me, because I feel like it's kind of dreary, kind of dark in here for you guys. So for those who are probably watching this video, I am kind of unorthodox with stuff. So My apologies. And let me know if that lighting is bad, guys. Let me do that. Or should I flip the other way? Let me flip the other way.
It did, because it made your face dark. We couldn't really see you there.
Guys, so sorry, I should have had all this prior to, but so what, can you ask the question again? I'm sorry, I got distracted.
That's okay. What advice would you have to give to law students that are currently in law school now?
That question will vary depending on what law school they're at. Okay. If you're asking me in general, the advice I would give in general, I'm asking both parts. Any students in law school now, I would say enjoy law, enjoy being in law school, because it's more of a fraternity sorority. It's going to be one of the last times where you can sit down and debate complex issues. Those cases and, case law versus, statute. The advice I would give Miles Law School students is relationships. Miles Law School teaches you how to be an absolute savage. Okay. And I'm not saying that taking it lightly because I went there. I'm saying I see a very distinct and clear differences with other lawyers that I practice with who went to other law schools. Yeah, they might have went to the Harvard law schools. They might have went to the Vanderbilts and stuff like that, which are all prestigious institutions. But what I see is they kind of operate just on a different level. It's not necessarily higher or lower, but it's just kind of just in a different atmosphere versus what I see when I go to sit in front of Judge Blankenship, or when I go deal with my colleagues like Rodney Barganier or something like that. I mean, it's almost like we got that fight in us. We got that, you see the scrapes and bruises, but it's like we're here and we're fighting for our clients, and we'll do whatever it takes to get the job done. And that's an invaluable skill set that I think if it wasn't for Judge Pearson cursing me out, which God rest his soul, I never forget. I had my PhD. I walk in the classroom late, and this is in the class when you first walk in. It's to the right. They got the mock courtroom. Mm-hmm. I walk in like 5 minutes late, and I'm thinking because he went to Morehouse, I went to Morehouse. We got the connection. We going whatever. Man, judge is like, man, what the blah 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 you doing coming in late? He said, you think they just had extra lumber laying around? I said, what you mean? What are you talking about? I mean, just in front of the class. Like, I mean, what's wrong with you, son? Blah, blah, blah. And what he was trying to say is, I kept saying, sir, but he's a judge. It's your honor. So it's just like little stuff like that you like, at the time, you want, like, I'm from Pritchard. I want to square up and, punch him, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But it's stuff like that teach you, teach you to fight for your client and knows the subtle differences to give you the competitive edge in and outside the courtroom.
Very well said. Very well said. We know the Miles Law School experience is definitely an experience all within itself. This is right. What we know.
Yes, and it's funny that you mentioned that about the other alums that you've encountered and had interactions with. The ones that I've had the opportunity of speaking with and working with, they are, as you say it, I mean, they're savages. They go straight for the jugular on everything, and they go hard in whatever it is that they're doing. And I do believe Miles instills that in everyone. Either you're going to get it or you're not. And the individuals who are getting it are the ones who have the drive, the determination, and the motivation to do so.
Right. Absolutely. And see, the reason why I make it a point to emphasize that is because oftentimes we hear about law school, I know when I was in law school, is, oh man, that bar passage rate. And it's like, you're not concerned about bar passage rate? I'm like, I ain't concerned about what nobody else is doing. I'm concerned about what Ronnie Rice is going to do. And I don't think I would develop that mindset if it wasn't for Rodney Barganier or Frankie Lee, Professor Frankie Lee, grilling us, talking about, well, brief this case. Now, what did he say? And then that person got to tell you what this person said. And then that person got to tell you what the last three people said. And you're like, man, why are you doing all this? Memory. paying attention? Are you listening to what other people are saying about the same case, the facts of the case? And do you agree or do you disagree? And so when you talk about the bypass rate at Miles, when somebody asked me about it, I'm like, yeah, it's designed to weed out folks. How bad do you want it? So if I pass after going through Miles Law School, guess what that says about me? That means I'm a go-getter. I'm an executioner. I get the stuff done, irregardless of what the environment is. And I think the reason why I emphasize that when we talk about model school law is because instead of talking about what may appear as being negative, let's talk about what's a positive or what it can do to help build you as a person, as a lawyer.
Thank you. I couldn't agree more with your sentiments on that. Because we are a non-traditional law school, Miles is a part-time law school that has an evening program. Most of our students have careers before attending law school. What was your career path prior to attending law school, and how has law school altered that path for you?
So what I was doing before I went to law school, I was a researcher, PhD. I was at University of South Alabama at the time, and we was doing working on a study. But once again, like I said before, law is everywhere. We had to bring in a lawyer to interpret state statute and stuff like that. The study was the continuity of health in the aftermath of Katrina. So this was when after Katrina hit, and basically everybody was trying to figure out how to build an infrastructure. So if a hurricane hits Texas and everybody has to scatter to Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, how can you leverage those relationships, those resources to make sure people still got their medication? They still got the oxygen machine, or people who had AIDS and diabetes and all that kind of stuff. So we had to bring a lawyer to interpret all these state laws and stuff like that. I said, nah, that's interesting. Like we're working on a health issue, which is in the medical field. And here I am, PhD, trying to put all these constructs together. And then you got a lawyer coming in to interpret state statutes. And I fell in love with it. So from that point on, Michelle Nix, who actually works in the governor's office, is the lawyer we pulled into that project, who graduated from the University of Alabama. After that experience, I fell in love with it. But then I also saw the money aspect of it. I was talking to Ricardo Woods, who's the city attorney for Mobile. And Ricardo was telling me, he said, man, I just sell this case for $6 million. I said, man, well, how much you get that? What, 50,000, blah, blah. He said, well, 45%. I said, well, how much did that 45% you get? Then he told me the number breakdown. I was like, this dude just became $1 million off one case. And I was like, ding, 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 ding. I can do what I enjoy doing. And I also can make money off of it. Come on. So I was with the Miles Law School. I'll never forget. I was looking at the Harvards and the University of Alabamas and all that stuff. I went to go look at University of Alabama, Sanford, everything. And I actually had a white guy, Steve Moore. He's down in Mobile, who actually finished from University of Alabama with a full ride. I never forget. I was like, Steve, I want to go to law school. He said, well, go to Miles. I said, what the heck this old white guy knows about HBCU? He said, man, let me tell you something. It ain't about the law school. It's about actually finishing law school and passing the bar. So that's how I got to Miles Law School. Hold on one second, guys. All right, we gotta go. All right, guys. I got time for one last question. I gotta roll.
Okay. So, well, we won't let this be a question. We'll say, in your closing remarks, what is one piece of information that you would like the world to know about Miles Law School and anyone that's considering Miles Law School?
What I would love the world to know is you can be whoever you want to be if you use Miles Law School the right way. It's a relationship. It's a balance. It's an engagement. The relationships that I established while I was in law school are paying out huge, I'm talking about huge, $1 million dividends now. Like when I call a certain office, I call the mayor's office, if I call the governor's office, I call up to DC and trying to get in touch with the president and the vice president, no matter if it's Republican or Democrat in office, 70% of that is relationship I established when I was at Miles Law School. So use Miles Law School to your benefit. Don't think just because it's in the hood, it's in Fairfield, which I don't think it's the hood, it's in Fairfield, you hit some potholes, and it's a night school, and they don't have the fancy library and all that stuff. Don't be fooled by all that. Make sure you capitalize. Hear me well. Make sure you capitalize on the relationships. Because I'm telling you, those relationships, and I bet $1,000 right now, cash. If you can come back to me 3 years or 3 to 5 years after you finish law school, even if you don't pass the bar, and you tell me that none of those relationships hasn't paid off, I give you $1,000 cash.
Okay.
Definitely. Well, thank you, Dr. Rice, for your time.
Thank you so much.
No, you're welcome. And I'm sorry it's short, but I was unexpected. The funeral was unexpected. You don't ever expect somebody to pass away. So it's unexpected, but I would love to be back on. Hopefully I actually have more time to get more in depth and stuff.
Right.
But stay encouraged, guys. Keep your hand to the plow. Know that people have lost their lives and fought for us to have the ability to get an education and to be represented in the courtroom. So when you graduate, you pass that bar, whether you go corporate or whatever, know that people have fought for this opportunity for us to do this. So don't take it lightly, guys. Please don't take it lightly.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Dr. Rice, for your time. We greatly appreciate it. And we know that you have to go. So with that, we thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, guys. You guys have